Well, welcome everyone. My name is Michelle Hofmann. I'm the Executive Medical Director at the Department of Health and Human Services. You're here in one of our many buildings across the state for a comprehensive agency that serves all Utahns and with the hopes of them having fair and equitable opportunities to lead safe and healthy lives. This is the inaugural Youth in Transition Policy Summit, and a special thanks to the organizers and to all of you who braved the snow to join us in person. Welcome to everyone joining online. The next 2 days events bring youth and policy experts together from Utah, California, Mississippi, New Hampshire, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, and Rhode Island to really examine national, state, local policies developed over the last decade targeting transition age youth and youth in transition services. You'll be part of an engaging conversation about the creation and implementation of these policies and how policy experts have incorporated youth into every step of the process. Putting the children, the youth, at the center of the systems that impact them is such a critical and important way to approach these challenges. I really have a vested interest in the outcomes of this summit. And I've spent many years of my career as a pediatrician looking at transitions of care, not in the mental health system as much as for children with special health care needs. But I really got to witness in my practice the real chasm that exists as children transition from pediatric systems of care into adult systems of care. I also have a 17-year-old daughter who's struggled with mental health issues since the age of 12. And navigating the system has not been easy for our family, even with someone like me as her mom, who has a lot of experience in systems and healthcare systems. In my more recent role as Executive Medical Director here, we're responsible for coordinating the delivery of mental health and youth services across Utah. And even in spite of that and my experience, I'm approaching this next phase with a little bit of a sense of angst. It is a chasm between the youth and adult health and human service delivery organizations. And you're all here today because you've looked out into that chasm through your personal and professional experiences. And you can see bridges, the bridges that need to be built to keep our youth and our families healthy, safe, and thriving. I would say we've got some serious challenges, and I can go into the slides here. 1/2 of all lifetime mental illnesses occur by age 14, and 3/4 of those by age 24. So this is a really critical time in adolescents' lives to ensure that we have everything wrapping around them to keep them healthy and safe. First experiences with substance use often occur in adolescence and early adulthood and really set the stage for lifelong patterns of behavior. Transition age youth, ages 18 to 25, have the highest rates of mental illness and yet the lowest levels of treatment and intervention. So our systems aren't designed to serve those most at risk at the most critical times when they're at risk. These are statistics from Utah, and they're really, really dire. We're seeing exponential increases in the rates of feelings of sadness, hopelessness for prolonged periods of time. This was over 2 weeks or more in a row for 8th, 10th, and 12th graders. And you can see year over year since 2013, these rates are increasing. We also have seen increases in the rates of considering suicidal ideation year over year in the same group of people from 2013 to the present. But we've also seen some encouraging trends. These are the rates of different uses of substances ranging from cannabis to alcohol to tobacco. And substance use in all categories in our state is decreasing year over year since 2013. So there's protective factors in our communities. There's systems that are working, and we need to find out what's working and leverage that and expand that. At the Department of Health and Human Services, we recently completed a merger of the Department of Health and the Department of Human Services, and it's bringing unique opportunities to look at whole people. We can't really separate physical and mental health. We have to be much more holistic in our approach, and we're certainly doing that same look across the continuum of care for youth accessing services. We have youth coordinators across our department that are helping to ensure access to services and supports for transition age youth. We've been convening various events. We had a youth lived experience panel in October at the National Governors Association meeting held locally here in Utah. The governor convened a symposium on social media and youth mental health in January of this year. And we just launched a new internship program in the department for youth with lived experience. And youth in transition span all across this massive department in terms of the different areas, how we're organizing ourselves. In family health, we have an adolescent health program. In integrated healthcare, we've developed mental health services addressing early psychosis. In child and family services, we have the transition to adult living program and the State Youth Advisory Council. In our juvenile justice system, we've developed the Credible Messenger program, and we have facility-based youth councils. And in the Utah Developmental Disabilities Council, the Utah Parent Center, a partner on that council, has created a transition university to help with the education needs of children and families experiencing transition in healthcare delivery systems. I think that's the end of my slides. And I really wanted to close with a quote from Michelle Obama. "You will not always be able to solve all of the world's problems at once, but don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take a life of its own." Thank you again for being here, for advocating for services and policy focused on transition age youth to support a safe and healthy transition into adulthood. I came in with a sense of angst, and I'm feeling a sense of hope, and look forward to learning more from each of you over the next couple of days. Thank you.